That is hardcore.
This is hardcore shit.
But for me, it gets harder and harder to resist.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Hardcore Horror with Mike and Brigitte. Wow, yeah, wow, yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right then. So, Bridget.
Are you there over there? Is that you, Mike?
I think that's me. Yes, that's me. Check in the mirror. That's me. All right. Yes, I'm here. Good to go. What's going on?
Oh man, another episode tonight of Hardcore Horror with Mike and Brigitte.
Yeah, we got a guest tonight. Who we got?
Yeah, we got Melanie Contreras. She's an actress. She's done some makeup. I think she's worked some haunts and done a lot of local stuff around the Nashville area. Around the Tennessee area, actually.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. Awesome. Well, before we get to that, let's talk about a few other things. So, May the 10th and the 11th is Frankencon. I'm going to be at Frankencon. This is in Alcoa, which is just down the road from Knoxville, Tennessee. So, if anybody wants to come out, there's tons of guests, a lot of indie horror people, a lot of scream queens. There's a Thanksgiving reunion and quite a few reunions going on there.
Yeah, you know what? It's going to be really good because I tried to be a vendor there and they were booked their vendor tables were sold out months and months ago.
Yeah. Well, probably, and most places are. I think once they get established, I think they just kind of they go through them real quick because people just kind of just have that same roster of people unless they just decide to go elsewhere. Now, I will say maybe this will be my last con, but I said that last year. But I had such a great time and I didn't end up in the red that I thought let's do it again. But this could be my last con, but we'll see. Maybe not. Again, I had a lot of fun last year. It was a really good time. A lot of great people there. It's more low key, but definitely a lot of cool folks come by. So
yeah, and we've had some people on the podcast that you met there last year, so that's always fun.
Yeah,
people in the film industry,
absolutely. We had a lot of cool guests from last year, and hopefully, maybe we can do the same this year. I'll try to network and see what I can do. So yeah, that's Frankencon, May the 10th and the 11th at Alcoa, Tennessee. Come out, see me, say hi. I've got a booth, Faux Pas Films. I'll be there. Come and say hi. And coming up here real soon on Monday, the 29th, I got my Faux Pas Films halfway to Halloween sale starting. It's going to go for about a week. Ends on May the 1st, half off of everything. So if you want some films, want some physical media, come and get some while it's on sale. It's going to be on sale for just a week. And this is the only time I'm going to have until Halloween, until October. So if you want some films, come and get some.
That's all right. That's for all of you out there that come to the table and all of his movies were already sold out at Full Moon this year.
Right. Absolutely. This is time to get them right now. Speaking of physical media, though, let's go into a little bit of that. So now Target, there was a big news story about Target phasing out movies next year. Now we already talked about Best Buy and they already phased out movies and they're already gone. They're already gone. They were already out of the stores. Now they're already off of their website for the most part. You can't search and find movies there anymore. So they're gone. Now Target, there was a big news bite about them phasing out in next year. Now they responded and Target said, we will be reducing physical media pretty much to what it sounds like they're reducing it at least until just like the new releases. So probably like a 4-foot section, kind of what I saw in North Carolina recently.
Yeah, I bet.
So basically it's going to be gone too. I mean, Walmart hasn't said anything about it, but I guarantee you, I can see by just what I've been witnessing, it's going to do the same thing. Probably going to have some new releases pop up and then they'll just ship them out. Now, Target did say that they'll still have them on their website. We'll see how long that lasts. I don't know. So I don't know for sure if it will be phased out completely, but expect to see less and less at your store. I mean, again, the one I saw definitely only had like a 4-foot section. So probably going to see less and less of that. So physical media is going to be definitely kind of a kind of a thing that you're going to find in online, I would think, more than anywhere, but probably just more secondhand places, for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, once Walmart kind of goes away, I mean, most of the stuff's going to be online unless you find certain stores like Orbit in Asheville, North Carolina. There's certain stores that have it. Obviously, McKay's, they have a lot of stuff here in Tennessee. We got 3 locations in Tennessee. There's quite a few of those, but they don't really do new releases. It's more like just secondhand for the most part there. So, it's going to be kind of the finding the wild situation with there.
Yeah.
So let's move right along to streaming. So streaming, we got, obviously people are more reliant on that, but that is still, it's still in its sort of, I don't know. I want to say infantile stage, but it still is growing. Like it's always changing, It's always like doing different things. So we got Paramount. Now Paramount's been there for a while. They kind of opened up their own, but I've heard recently that they're trying to kind of sell off their thing. Apparently Sony wants in, and maybe even Peacock. Somebody, they want kind of, they're thinking about maybe buying Paramount.
Wow, I haven't heard this. That's pretty crazy.
Well, and I don't even know what that would mean, if that's just the streaming or if that's the whole studio, So this is very crazy times for a lot of these studios. They're not making the revenue that they want to. Obviously theaters aren't doing it as good as they used to, even though we've had some blockbusters, but they're just not doing what they used to back in the day. Physical media is not doing what they want them to, and obviously, from the sounds of it, they're not really breaking even on the streaming service either. So a lot of them are looking to conglomerate and make these super streaming services. So it could. I mean, things can totally change from what we know right now. This is not set in stone, so everything can totally change by the end of this year.
I know it's so crazy. So I almost texted you this week. So I spent the week in Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama, and I randomly went into this Dollar General, like in the middle of nowhere. It was like the only place. I was like, all right, I guess I'm going to Dollar General, and they actually had a 4-foot section of DVD and movies, and I bought Jaws for $5, and I was so excited.
You bought what?
I bought Jaws for $5 at
Jaws, okay.
the Dollar General. I was so excited. Did you ever think back in the day that we'd be excited to find physical copies in a Dollar General? Oh my God, they have movies here.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is strange. I mean, a Dollar General is a little iffy about prices on a lot of stuff. Sometimes you can find some good deals, but it's pretty rare there. Big Lots even has quite a few, but they kind of come and go with their prices too. Sometimes they have stuff on clearance, but who knows how long this stuff is going to last either? Because once these bigger stores, they go out of it, I mean, I think a lot of those stores, they get the kickback from the stores, the big stores that, they don't, that they kind of, have the overstock of product. Yeah. So what are those stores going to do? Because I think they're going to phase out too eventually, I would say. So who knows? I 10 years from now, what that's going to look like with the physical media. I mean, what these studios are trying to do is they're trying to gain control of everything with the people. And, I just don't think it's going to work for them. I think it's going to backfire.
I think it is too. Totally going to backfire.
Yeah, I mean, look, they did this thing where they're like, okay, we'll give you a Blu-ray and a DVD and a digital code for so-and-so price because whatever. So we'll give you all 3, but now we're going to take all of it away, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to work for them. I mean, if you think that's going to make people pay X amount of dollars for every streaming service out there, I mean, eventually, people are going to pick and choose.
Oh, yeah, of course they're going to pick and choose. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the fact of the matter is they're all coming up with their own little versions of ad-supported services. And I think when people go, well, I could pay for this ad-supported service, or I could go watch Tubi that has a few ads. Which one am I going to choose? Which is free.
Exactly.
So, I mean, again, these things, it's all still kind of the wild, wild west. I mean, it's going to change. It's still evolving. It's not set in stone. So, we'll see what happens. But I don't think that these companies realize that they're probably going to shoot themselves in the foot when they're doing all this stuff. But who knows? I could be wrong.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll be talking about this in like a year from now on the podcast. We'll be talking about what the craziness has changed.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. So let's talk about some trailers. Have you watched some trailers?
Man, I've watched some pretty good trailers. Pretty
Okay.
good ones.
All right. Let's talk about a few of them. All right. Did you see Maxine?
Yes, and to
Oh,
me it looks good. But you remember, I loved X. I loved
yeah, you
X.
did.
I
Yeah, you
just
did.
didn't like Pearl because God just
Right.
annoyed the shit out of me. Oh my gosh!
Right.
But
Right.
I'm like, and this one's like, it's like supposed to be in like 1985,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
I'm feeling a little bit. She looks pretty hot in the movie, you know. And she in the trailer, she didn't annoy me at all. So I'm like, yes, this is gonna
Yeah.
be a good one. Yeah.
What do you think about all the references in the trailer? Like, did you catch some of that stuff, like Bates Motel and all that?
Oh my God, of course. I love it. I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah, it's going to be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. And of course, her character is the one that survived X. So it's not Pearl. Pearl's gone.
Yeah.
So obviously she's a little different, hopefully. Yeah, I think it's going to be good. I could be surprised, but definitely something I want to see.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's go to another one. Joker 2. You see that one?
Yeah, you know, so here's me at first, right? I'm like, yeah, Joker
Mhm.
2 is going to be great. And
Yeah.
then Tracy says, you know, it's a musical, right? And I was like,
It is a musical. Yeah.
What? And then I was like, oh shit, Lady Gaga's in there. Oh fuck. You know, I love Lady Gaga. I always have.
She's good. She's great. I mean, she did great.
All right, yep, I'm definitely gonna watch it because I just love Lady Gaga. She's badass.
Yeah.
So
I mean, she is.
Lady
She's,
Gaga and the Joker. I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be pretty good.
you know what? I mean, she did great in the American Horror Story Hotel, and I really liked her performance in A Star Is Born. To be honest, I mean, so I think it's going to be good. I mean, it might be a little weird, and it definitely won't have the same tone as the original, but still, I mean,
yeah, it'll be good. Yeah. Have you ever seen her perform at like any of her shows?
I've not seen her in concert, but I've seen performances.
Her performances they were like so amazing and so out there, and that's what I love about it.
Yeah. Well, I think I love Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, but I think that Lady Gaga does encompass what it takes to play that role very well.
100%. Yeah, she's definitely got it. She's got that little wild side.
Yeah.
I remember when my kiddo was 3. My kiddo loved Lady Gaga, and she was doing like a special on HBO, and we were all excited. You know, we're gonna watch the Lady Gaga show. And the first thing she does is she comes out and she rips a Barbie doll's head off and wipes her pussy with it and throws it out in the audience. And I was like, oh, oh shit, what get herself into? Yeah, that's how she's wild on stage. So, and then take that and then like her acting skills, and it's gonna be killer.
Yeah. Well, you know what's interesting to me is this is the first time Joaquin Phoenix has ever done a sequel.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Yeah, first time ever. So I think it'll be good. Hopefully it will. We'll see. Yeah. Some other trailers. Did you see Speak No Evil?
Yeah. Wow. That's not what I took. I thought that I saw the trailer for it, and then I watched it earlier today, and I was like, oh, I haven't seen this. It actually looks pretty good to me too.
Oh my god! So now this is a remake.
Oh, see, that's what I thought. So that's probably why I thought that I had seen the trailer before. When it came out, I was like, I haven't seen this. This looks good, but it's because it's a remake.
Now this is an American version of a Danish film that came out a couple years ago. It wasn't that long ago, but it was so good. It made my top 10 list, I think, 2 years ago. It's on Shudder right now, I believe. Really good. Love the movie. It was so great. It's hardcore. It's an extreme horror movie, and so I don't know. I'm a little hesitant about it because we all know how extreme horror movies go when they're American remade in the past. So I'm a little hesitant about it. I'm hopeful though, because I mean the trailer does look good. I mean, and these are some good actors, but hopefully they don't screw up the ending, because the ending is definitely a what the F kind of deal. So hopefully they don't Americanize it, and I hate to say that because it's kind of true though.
I know it is true and totally true.
Yeah. So hopefully it's not like that, but it's a great movie though. The first original movie is great. I do love it. I recommend it. I recommend you watch it. It is really good. So I am looking forward to this just to see what they've done. Sometimes it works. The Ring is great. Let Me In wasn't bad at all. I mean, there's a few that can. Ring is one of the few that's actually surpassed the original, I think. But I mean, for the most part, I mean, sometimes they kind of water it down a little bit, and so I'm hopefully they don't do that this time.
Yeah. So I was thinking as you're telling me this, so I haven't seen the original, so I'm thinking, should I watch the remake first? That way,
No,
I
I think you should watch the original because sometimes it's kind of like what I said last podcast with what was that? Was it Quarantine? I watched Quarantine before I watched Rec. Right, and so I like Quarantine. I mean, yeah, after I watched Rec, I did like Rec more than Quarantine, but I still kind of liked it probably more than you did.
Mm-hmm,
and probably had I reversed that, I might have been like, this sucks. It's possible. I could have been like, this is really not that good. So I don't know. I would say watch the original because the original is the reason that they're making this so quickly. Yeah. It was that good that they're like, we got to remake this right now.
That's like Martyrs. This is so embarrassing. I can't believe I'm going to admit this, but I'm just going to go and throw it out there. Martyrs, obviously, the original, I love it. We all know this. So when the American remake came out, I watched it. I was so pissed off that I turned it off. I turned it off. I was like, this is so stupid. This is terrible. It's terrible. Right. Yeah. I got pissed off. I was like, nope, I'm not watching it anymore. This is garbage. Not doing it.
Well, I mean, that movie is so unique. I think that to replicate it is impossible.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't even do a movie like similar to it. I don't feel like, like what movie's like, oh, this is ripping off Martyrs, it just can't be done. So to do it, to do a remake and then to water it down in such a way, and that one and Inside, both of them have American remakes that are terrible.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah. So hopefully that's not what's going on with this one.
I hope not. Yeah. Like Bridget was so pissed off she turned it off.
I watched it all, but I probably shouldn't have. Yeah. I mean, to be honest.
Well, kudos to you. That's good.
Well, because I wanted to see if they were actually going to go for it, but they did not.
Yeah, I am. I'm sure. I believe it. I was so disappointed, and in the remake, the one of the girls, I can't remember her name, but I watched her a lot in Pretty Little Liars. Did you ever watch Pretty Little Liars?
I never watched Pretty Little Liars, but speaking of Pretty Little Liars, now I did watch the horror Pretty Little Liars that came out last year before last, and now there's part 2 of that coming out. Did you see that trailer?
It did watch the trailer. I'm so surprised that you watched that. So I didn't realize that was a thing until I watched this trailer. Because I watched Pretty Little Liars religiously when it first came out. And then after so many seasons, it started getting a little repetitive. But
sure.
So I kind of stopped watching it. But I mean, if this one's like a little more horror,
No, this is totally. I mean, it should be totally horror. The last one was. I mean, it was pretty good. I actually liked it. It had a lot of nods to horror movies and stuff. So it was pretty decent. I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was. So this one looks pretty good. It looks kind of in the same vein as the first season of the horror version. So if anybody watched that one, this one probably be worth a watch, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That makes me want to go and watch You said the Pretty Little Liars that came out about a year ago. The first one, part 2.
Yeah, it should be on Max. It was. I don't know if it still is, but it should be on Max. And it was pretty decent. It wasn't bad at all.
Okay. Cool. I feel like I remember you telling me this like a while ago, but I'd kind of forgotten about it. So I'm kind of glad you brought it up. Yeah. But don't watch the original chick in the Martyrs remake. I'm just saying. Just skip that one.
Skip it. Go to make sure you do the original French version. Even if it's American dubbed, make sure it's the French version.
You're right.
All right. So did you watch Cuckoo?
Yeah, and it looks cuckoo crazy. It
does look crazy, doesn't it? What do you think? It might be pretty good.
Yeah, I think so. It looks really good to me.
It looks kind of wild. It looks a little might be extreme. I don't know for sure, but it looks It looks a little bit bloody and gory, so hopefully.
Yeah, for sure. No, it definitely looks gory. I'm like, yeah. And look, I can't figure out like really the plot, like what's happening just based off the trailer. But I'm like, it interests me enough. They tell you just a little bit enough to make you want to go and see it when it comes out, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And the last one, Trap. Did you watch Trap?
Yeah, I would. So, and Josh Hartnett, is that his name?
Josh Hartnett, yeah.
Haven't seen him in anything in a while. So that's pretty cool. And the plot to this, if you've seen this, I'm like, holy shit. I didn't
Kind of
see that
wild,
coming.
man. That's kind of
Yeah,
wild.
hell, the damn trailer had a what the fuck?
Well, it's M. Night Shyamalan, so there's going to be some twists in here, you know.
Oh yeah,
But it's a good concept. I like it. I like it. Serial killer at a concert, trapped inside. What's he going to do? What's he
yeah,
going to do?
yeah. It's different. It's different. It's not. I've never seen anything like that I can recall. So I just thought it was kind of cool, a little different.
Can't recall anything myself. No,
Yeah.
not at all. All right, so cool. Those are some hopefully good horror movies coming up, right?
Yeah. Yeah, cool. That's good because I've been a little disappointed. What else did I watch? I watched some more trailers today.
Okay.
What else did I see? There's a movie trailer that just came out about a little girl vampire.
The Abigail?
Like her little ballerina. Yeah, I think it's like.
Oh, actually, that came out. That's actually in theaters now.
Oh, is it in theaters? What's it called?
It is.
Mike?
It's
What's it called?
Abigail. It's called Abigail.
Abigail. Okay, so I just watched a trailer for that today, and I was like, damn, look, I mean, that even looks pretty good. You know,
I'm very interested in it. I mean, it's radio silence, and I absolutely love Ready or Not, and Scream 5 and Scream 6 were pretty good. They were pretty good. So I'm looking forward to this one. I think it's going to be fun. It seems like the trailer gives everything away, so I could be wrong, and it could be totally twisty. You know, it could be a lot of things going on. But I mean, yeah, I generally like what they do, so I want to watch it.
I'm like, it does look like they gave it all away in the trailer, but surely not just their movies. So yeah, man, I didn't realize it was already out. So shit, it might be like a trip to the movie theater soon.
Yeah, definitely. So there's some horror trailers that some movies, some horror movies that hopefully will come out this year and will be good. Let's talk a little bit about real horror real quick. You want to do some of that? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk. Well, there's always some crazy stuff going on in the news, you know, some crazy stuff that, you know, just kind of piques your attention. It's kind of horrific in its own way. I'll run through a couple of these, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Brazilian woman arrested after taking the corpse of her uncle to sign a bank loan. You heard about this?
No, that's a little bit more extra. Like, I was like, what did you just say?
So allegedly, there was a woman in Brazil who strolled in her dead uncle into the bank to get a loan and for him to sign the loan. And there's a video of this, and I saw it. He literally is dead. And she's like, "Oh, yeah, Uncle, sign this."
Crazy.
Yeah, thinking. I guess he died that day. Apparently, he died that day. She's like, "Well, let's."
Damn it! I need him to co-sign on that loan. Shit.
Yeah. So brought him into the. This is a weekend at Bernie's kind of a deal, you know. Brought him in. Try to emulate him to sign the thing, but then people were like, that guy's dead because he obviously looked it, and she was arrested. But yeah, that one's a little wild.
That's crazy. I'm totally gonna look that up.
Yeah. So apparently he was dead for at least 2 hours, maybe more, before she brought him in. Just thought, hey, you know, why let a corpse go to waste? I guess kind of a deal.
That is so crazy. Yeah, there are these like crazy things happening. I mean, I was at the salon yesterday getting my hair done, and my hairdresser says, holy shit, somebody just caught themselves on fire in front of the courthouse in Manhattan where Trump's at. And she flipped her phone around, and it's a fucking huge flame. I was like, damn, he must have like drenched himself in gasoline and caught his ass on fire. What the What is wrong with people? Yeah, I got a picture of it. It's crazy. Like that was yesterday. Yesterday, I was just sitting there having my hair done, and she was like, "Oh my god, look at this!" Crazy.
Do we even know what he's protesting against? Because he's dead. I don't know.
Yeah,
Not for sure.
Right.
Hopefully, left a note. Set yourself on fire.
I know. I'm like, yeah, he couldn't leave a note to be caught on fire. I'll have to send you the photo because I was like, that's a guy in there. I mean, it's just a huge flame. It's crazy. So yeah, that was yesterday in Manhattan.
There you go. Well, there's another one. But I got one more for you. A man in California arrested for allegedly taking a leg of person hit by a train and eating it in broad daylight.
Oh, got a little cannibalism going on.
So apparently there was this guy who was a homeless guy. Never one to miss out on an opportunity. Found this guy who got hit by a train, but got his leg severed, cut off. Grabbed the leg, took it, and started eating it. Was bashing against the wall, and people were seeing him bashing it and eating it and doing all this stuff. And just having a great old time, I guess.
Did you see a video of that one?
I didn't. I saw a picture. I did not see a video of that one. But he was basically just having a great old time, I guess.
It must have been a good leg.
Must have been. So he got arrested for that.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, my dude caught on fire is nothing to your chick bringing a corpse into the bank, and then a guy taking a leg that was severed off by a train and chomping on it. That's crazy.
They're all pretty horrific there. But so horror in the news. You don't have to even go to anything as far as story-wise, as far as made up, because sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction.
You know that is so legit.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's not horror movies, it's what's really happening out there, But
yeah, sometimes crazier than the movies. So.
Yeah, no doubt.
Speaking of movies, you been watching it?
Yeah, so I've been watching a few.
Okay.
So I spent a little time in Huntsville traveling for work, and anytime I stay in hotels, there is never anything to watch, like anything. You got like very limited channels. But I think I turned on like AMC or something, and sure enough, I saw when the library come up, I was like, oh shit, it's Ghostbusters. I'm totally gonna watch this. I haven't seen that probably in I don't even remember how long, but so that was kind of fun. I forgot how fun it was to channel surf, on cable.
Sure.
I watched another movie this week. I'd never seen it before, and the title is like super goofy, but I ended up loving the movie. It's called Creep Van.
Creep Van, okay.
Yeah, Creep Van. It's funny. What's the Trauma guy's name? Trauma.
Lloyd Kaufman.
Yeah, Lloyd Kaufman. He had a little part in there, and the guy worked at Kaufman Car Wash, and it turned out to be a pretty good little movie. It's super low budget, but I love those, so I would recommend it for sure. So it's called Creep Van, and I think you can stream it on Tubi.
Okay.
So that's a pretty good one. I did a rewatch this week of May.
Yeah.
Love May. So I haven't seen May in a long, long time. I only watched it once, maybe probably about 5 years ago. And I remember really liking it, but I couldn't remember all the details, So I was like, let's do a rewatch. I remember why I love this movie so much. It is good. Yeah. It is good. I recommend anyone to watch it. It's really great. So, and you watched that not too long ago. Oh no, you watched the reverse with the director being the actor, and the actor from May being the director, right?
Roman.
What was it called?
Roman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you sent me a link to that. So I haven't watched it yet, but it's definitely on my list to check out. So
yeah, I mean, it's definitely not as good as May, so don't go into it thinking it will be. But it's very low budget, and it's interesting to see like the kind of reverse roles of them. Or
I know
whatever,
it makes
but
me wonder if he's as good of an actress as she is. I thought she was. I think she's a great actress, but
no.
he's not. Bummer.
Well, he's. I mean, I think this might be his only acting credit. He's a director, so
Okay.
this is kind of
She, oh,
this is kind of a special thing.
so gotcha. Okay. All right. So that's cool. Let's see what else do I have on my list. So I watched a short this week and a rewatch of a movie that Melanie Contreras has been in, but we can talk about that later. Okay, so what I have left is our extreme pick of the week. But
Extreme pick of the week.
But so I watched that, but I watched a movie directly afterwards that you're like, hey, have you seen this movie? And I was like, holy shit, I know why you asked me that now.
Yeah.
So extreme pick of the week is
Extreme pick of the week. 7 days.
7 days. It's a pretty intense little movie. It's one.
Yeah.
It's really hard to watch these. Like if you're a parent, and
yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that's true. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so that's really hard, and so this movie reminded me so much when you sent me this text. So it reminded me of a movie, and I'd seen it when it very first came out in 2010, which is the same movie that 7 Days came out. I'm right, same year. I'm sorry, same year 7 Days came out.
Yeah.
And they're so similar.
Very similar, yeah. Very similar.
So I was like, holy shit. I went and like looked it up to see if I could find like any sort of connection. I couldn't find anything.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, so you've got, the parents. So 7 days, they take the little girl, and the torture, they take a little boy. And the father's in both movies is in the medical field. And they tortured the guy for so many days. I mean, there are so many similarities.
Very similar, yes.
Yeah, is that why you text? Did you think that too?
Yeah. That totally reminded me of that movie. So I was like, oh, have she seen this? Because I knew Bill Mosey was in it. I was like, oh, she loves Bill Mosey, so maybe she had it, maybe she hadn't.
Of course, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Did you actually watch it? You did.
Oh, I seen it. Way long time ago. I haven't seen it in years, but I had watched it. Yes.
Yeah.
It reminded me very much of that movie in its own way. I mean, there are differences, obviously, but there's definitely a lot of similarities.
Oh, so many. And they both, in both movies, when they go after him, they get him from a van. So I noticed, me watching them back to back, I noticed all the different similarities. No, I don't want to tell everything because I don't want to spoil it. So the thing about it is they're good movies, but they're very difficult to watch, especially I don't think anyone can because if you're a parent. So, but it's great because the directors really, they make you want to feel like what the parents feel. I feel like, and then you're like, well, what the parents are doing? I mean, is that okay? It's really crazy. It's really intense movies.
Yeah, there's a lot of tug of war situation. Because
for sure.
Obviously, there's all these reasons for doing it. I mean, for me, 7 days when it shows the girl, I mean, it's very graphic, and it's as a parent, that is really hard to watch. I mean, this is an extreme horror movie, I would think, for sure. Not for everybody, but so we have all that, and then we have once it gets into the torture. I mean, it's pretty gory too. I mean, it shows quite a bit.
Oh yeah, it's graphic for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, of course, the endings are different in both these movies, but with 7 days, I mean, what do you think? It's a little anticlimactic, but the journey through it is pretty rough.
It is. It is. That's why I was like, shit. It's very, very intense for sure. And watching them back to back, two intense movies like that was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I'll tell you a fun fact I know about the torture. I am a Bill Moseley fan. That was the reason I watched that movie years and years ago. And the scene where Bill comes in the room with the little boy and he's got his face all painted up and he's got the little tiara on. He's talking all crazy to him. when they were filming, the little boy actually was in the room because he was trying to scare him so he could capture the little boy crying and screaming in the background. And in an interview that I watched of Bill Moseley, he was saying that, I was doing my scene and everything, and the little boy just wasn't crying. He wasn't scared of me at all. And we went on break, and we come back, and I'm doing my scene, and he just starts squalling, crying, and he started turning around. They found out little boy was scared to death of Chucky, and they brought a Chucky doll in there, and that's what really scared him. Was like, that is so funny.
Do what you got to do, huh?
Yeah, so you never even think that watching this movie. Another crazy thing that I didn't know about this, we were just talking about this a few episodes ago, how sometimes actors or actresses will play a role in a movie. On, they might blow up and get pretty big, popular, and then they don't even want to talk about the movie. They want to like brush it under the rug. So the guy that plays in The Tortured, I was going, man, I know him. Who is that? Who the hell is it? And kind of found out he was John Tucker Must Die from back in the day. And apparently he was also on Desperate Housewives. He was the sexy gardener. So the Tortured is not even on his IMDb.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because I was like, who is that? What other movie? I do that all the time. I'm like, what other movies I'm seeing? I'll totally go and look it up. And I was like, oh shit, he's shamed. He's ashamed of being in The Tortured. Because it is pretty fucking graphic. If you go back and do a rewatch of it, it's right. I mean, it's pretty close up there with 7 Days.
Yeah. The 7 Days was pretty good. I liked it okay. I mean, I liked it pretty good overall.
I know. I did too. That's the thing. That's the thing about it. These are great movies, but they're definitely intense to watch for sure. That's why they're extreme.
Yeah. But well shot, well acted, and everything. So.
For sure.
Good. Yeah. You got anything else?
Yeah. What about you? That's all I've got for right now.
All right, I got a few things. First thing was Festival of the Living Dead.
Okay, I've never even heard of this. Okay.
Well, this is a brand new movie that just dropped on Tubi. It's a Tubi exclusive by the Soska sisters.
Okay.
And so this is interesting, I guess, to the fact that it's I guess you would say a sequel to Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, Night of the Living Dead's in public domain, so anybody can kind of rip on it and do what they want. But instead of remaking it, they made a sequel to it where sort of the main character, Ben, who dies at the end of Night of the Living Dead, his offspring is part of this. It's reaching, I guess, a little bit, It was okay. I didn't love it, but, I mean, interesting enough for a watch, I guess. Not their best work, for sure. But... I
was thinking about them the other day. So I haven't seen a lot of theirs. American Mary's like one of my favorite movies. I love it. Of course, I've seen that, but I was trying to recall, what else have I don't think I've even seen any of their other movies. I don't recall.
Well, they did See No Evil Part 2. They did the remake of Rabid, and the first movie is called Dead Hooker in the Trunk.
Okay.
I've seen all those.
Which ones would you recommend out of those?
I mean, I did if you like See No Evil Part 1 and Part 2 is pretty good, about along the same vein of it. So,
okay,
kind of like that. Rabid was okay. I still prefer Cronenberg's version better, but it wasn't bad. There's a remake of that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I've seen Rabid, but that's what. Okay, so that's what it is that they
just a remake.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Like, they probably should go back to doing their own things, original stuff. Because I don't know. I mean, this is original, but it's still kind of ripping on Night of the Living Dead. So I don't know. I get it. It was okay. You can watch it on Tubi.
Okay. All right.
Up next was The Watcher in the Woods. It's an old Disney movie from 1980.
Did you say it was a Disney movie?
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like a Disney movie, The Watcher in the Woods.
I know, and I mean, it doesn't have that Disney feel, man. There are some horrific elements in this movie, even though it's PG. I was like, dang, man, they would not do this today at all. This is probably one of the most, I would say, horrific movies that they have.
So, Watcher in the Woods, what's that about?
Well, it's about like this family, and they're in this new place, and and the young one, they're always going out into the woods, and they see this figure and stuff, but um, it's kind of like you don't know, it's witchy, you don't know what's going on with the woods until the end. Betty Davis is in it, and stuff, but I mean, yeah, it's worth a watch. Yeah, just check it out.
Okay, all right, for sure. Yeah, that sounds good. I want to watch it just because it's Disney, just because it's you said it's what, 1980?
1980. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Speaking of the 80s, 1987 was The Kindred. Have you seen that one?
The Kindred? No, I don't think so.
I would recommend this one for you. It's a little bit of body horror.
Okay.
There's some more slimy tentacle things as well, but there is a little bit of body horror in it. It's a little slow at the beginning, but it kind of picks up toward the end. Geneticist takes the assistants to his old family home to relocate the deadly product of his late mother's revolutionary research into rapid human evolution, his monstrous tentacle baby brother, before a mad scientist gets his hands on him first. Yeah, I mean, again, it's a little slow at the beginning. You might fall asleep, but toward the end there, it gets pretty good.
Okay, don't eat a gummy before I watch it, right?
Don't eat a gummy before you watch it.
Yeah. Okay, noted.
Yeah.
Got it.
Up next was Satanic Hispanics.
Okay. Oh, never heard of. That's a pretty interesting title.
This is a anthology film on Shudder. That's it's pretty decent. It's got like four different stories in it, like a wraparound stuff. One is from one of the guys from Blair Witch, and some other people. Pretty decent, kind of like an all anthology, a little hit or miss kind of stuff.
Okay.
Up next, 1995's Mute Witness. This is a mute makeup artist working on a slasher movie. She witnesses a brutal murder and must escape capture.
I've seen this movie, actually. I had forgotten all about it. I want to say I was probably in like high school when I watched it.
Okay. I mean, it's pretty decent. It's a decent little movie.
Yeah.
She can't articulate what she saw, but or she does really, but nobody believes her, and they're like, "Oh, it's just an effect."
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. It's a pretty good movie, from what I remember. I would definitely have to do a rewatch because I said it was in high school. It was like forever ago, But until I forgot all about it until you said that. So okay, I might write that on my list too, because that'd be a fun little rewatch.
Yeah. Up next was Baghead, the movie that came out in 2023, recently dropped on Shudder.
Baghead.
Baghead. Now, there was another movie called Baghead way back in the day, but this is not that one. This was a young woman inherits a rundown pub and discovers a dark secret within its basement, Baghead, a shape-shifting creature that will let you speak to lost loved ones, but not without consequence. So this is a little bit of Talk to Me-ish vibes. PG-13 too, but honestly, it's pretty good.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
pretty good.
That's exactly what I thought when you were saying what it was about. That's exactly what I thought was Talk to Me.
Yeah, it has a little bit of that vibes, but it's its own movie. It's pretty good for a PG-13 movie. I think worth a watch for sure. It's on Shudder.
Okay.
Yeah. Up next was The Church from 1989. This is a Italian movie. Old Gothic cathedral built over a mass grave develops into strange powers that trap a number of people inside, with ghosts from a 20th century massacre seeking to resurrect an ancient demon from the bowels of the earth. Just one of those old Italian movies, but pretty decent.
I kind of like those though. Those are fun sometimes,
Yeah.
The Church. I haven't seen that one. I don't even think I've even heard of it. You said it's 1989?
1989, yep.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yep. Up next was Moon Garden from 2022. Now, this one was an interesting movie. A comatose 5-year-old journeys through an industrial wonderland to find her way back to the consciousness. It's kind of a fever dream. She's fallen. Her parents are fighting. They're bickering. They're like breaking up or whatever. She falls down the stairs, kind of goes into her subconscious, and so all these kind of crazy, weird and horrific things are happening inside her head, basically, until she wakes up. But so anything goes in your subconscious. So it kind of gets wild.
So I just looked it up, and just like it's got like a little clip of a trailer, when you Google search it, and I'm like, well, it's pretty crazy, actually. I mean, it's just a little tiny clip of it, but when you're saying the crazy stuff she sees in her head, I'm guessing this is what she sees. Some of one of the little things she sees in her head, because it's kind of crazy looking. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So would you recommend Moon Garden?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's worth a watch. I mean, it's not if you want like a simple plot or something that just goes from A to B, but if you want something that just kind of has a lot of really chaotic and wild scenes in it, because there's this monster, like he takes his teeth out and puts them back in again. And it's very weird. It's a weird movie for sure. So if you're in that kind of headspace, then definitely worth a watch.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah. Up next is 2014's At the Devil's Door.
At the Devil's Door. I think I've seen this one too.
This one is a real estate agent finds herself caught into something sinister when she has to sell a house.
Yes.
Dark past and meet the troubled teen who used to live there.
Did you? What did you say that come out? 2000 what?
14.
Wow, I didn't realize that movie was that old. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I just watched it like a couple of years ago, I think. So it's probably what it is.
Okay, yeah, sure. It's a decent movie. I don't think it really knows what it wants to be, or I guess it does, but it kind of just shifts focus so much, because you're like you see this one girl, and then it focuses on this one girl, the other girl, and you're like, oh, this is definitely the lead girl, and then she gets killed, and it's her sister, So it's kind of a little bit of where are we going with this kind of thing until like halfway through it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. I do remember that. Maybe that's why I haven't watched it again. It was okay.
Yeah,
from what I remember.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It wasn't like fantastic either. So up next was a little film from 1997 called Perita Durango.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard of this one. Okay.
Exactly. I haven't either. This is a fucking great movie. What the? I mean,
really? Okay.
I don't know. I don't want to claim racism or nothing, but like when movies like this and like I don't know, Death by Temptation, I never heard of, and they get brought to light years and years later, I'm like, why have I not heard of these movies? I love this movie. I think it's great. A psychotic criminal couple kidnap 2 random teenagers. The woman rapes the male captive and lets him watch their lover being raped by the man. Then they plan to sacrifice the couple. Rosie Perez, Javier Bardem, however you pronounce his name, fantastic in this movie. Yeah, it's kind of like a Mexican Natural Born Killers kind of vibe, sort of, without all the wild visuals, I guess. But
say the name of this movie again one more time. What is it?
It's Perita Durango.
Okay, we're gonna watch this.
It's on Shudder. It's on Shudder.
Okay.
Yeah, and I never heard of it before, and I just saw it on there, and I was like, oh, this looks interesting. I'll give it a watch, and I really like it. I thought it was a really good movie. Yeah. I don't know why I've never heard anybody say anything about this movie, but I think it's good.
I love it when you find those little hidden gems like they're so underrated. You're like, why is nobody even talking about this? May is one. I was talking about May earlier. May is such a no one talks about it. It's so underrated.
I mean, I do hear rumblings about May every now and then. I mean, occasionally. You're right. It's not like hugely discussed, but every now and then you will see something. You'll see May on some lists or some things. But this movie I've never heard of ever.
And what year did it come out?
1997.
Okay, so it's been out for a while then. All right.
Been out for a while.
Okay.
Been out for a while. Never heard of it, but definitely worth a watch for sure. Up next was another Shudder movie called You'll Never Find Me. This one's no, it's pretty new, 2023. Patrick, a strange and lonely resident, lives in a mobile home in the back of an isolated trailer park after a violent storm. A mysterious young woman appears at his door, seeking shelter from the elements. I mean, it's okay. I kind of feel like it you kind of figure out the plot pretty easily by the way people act,
Yeah.
in the movie. So, I mean, worth a watch, but I don't think you'll be too surprised by it, to be honest.
I hate those too. I hate it. I feel like that's one of the ones I call formula movies. Like when you know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You've probably seen that movie a million times,
Yeah, I mean, definitely, because the problem is I mean, I guess you look to be surprised maybe, but you're not because it's exactly the way it's supposed to be. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, I didn't hate it or nothing, but I definitely was like, oh my God, this is amazing because, it was definitely like, whatever.
Yeah.
I did a rewatch of Taking of Deborah Logan, which I love that movie.
Oh, yeah. I haven't. So I haven't seen that since it first came out. I'm supposed to do a rewatch of it.
Definitely should. It's such a good movie. Good performances all around. Yeah, I do love it. It's a good allegory, for Alzheimer's and aging and stuff. So.
Yeah, for sure. And I remember this specifically watching, thinking that I wouldn't really like it.
Yeah.
I ended up loving it.
Yeah, it's it's technically a found footage movie, but yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah, for sure.
And the last thing is Late Night with the Devil.
Late Night with the Devil. All right.
Yeah, finally got to watch this puppy. Finally dropped on Shudder. I wanted to watch it in theaters, but it didn't come anywhere near me. A live television broadcast in 1977 goes horribly wrong, unleashing evil onto the nation's living rooms.
Is this the movie where you love the one that you love from? It's like the 1980s, or no? Am I way off? I'm way off.
No, this one just came out.
Okay.
It was in theaters.
It's supposed to be filmed. It was supposed to be like a movie. I have to go back. Yeah, I know you don't know what I'm talking about. You love this movie and you did a rewatch of it and you ended up buying it. And then you said there's also one that was kind of set back in the 70s. That's what I thought it was, but it's not.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I don't know anything technically like it necessarily.
Okay. That's my bad. I got it mixed up with something else. And I'm going to look that up because it's going to drive me crazy, the name of that.
Are you talking about the WNUF Halloween special?
I've been trying to find that movie and I can't find it anywhere.
It used to be on Shudder. I don't know if it's off there now, but it used to be for a long time. I mean, no, this movie isn't like that. I mean, you might could say it could be, I guess, but not really. But kind of, but not really.
Okay.
Because that one is so steeped in trying to make you feel like it's a real show.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, I mean, it doesn't like show commercials or anything. It does break for commercials, but it doesn't show them, that kind of stuff. But this is a television late night program kind of a thing where a guy's desperately trying to get his ratings up for Sweeps Week, and so he brings on some people that are into the paranormal, and things go horribly, horribly wrong. I really liked it. It's really good movie. Yeah.
Okay. While you're reading off, while you saying like what it's about, okay, I remember the trailer to this now. So you did like it. Was it worth the watch? Because you tried to find it for a while, right?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna go see it in theaters, but it wasn't nowhere near.
That's what it was. Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, I do think it's a good movie. It's a good movie. Yeah, worth a watch for sure. Has a good 70s feel to it. Everything. I'm not saying it breaks new ground. I mean, obviously, most of the stuff in here you've seen before, but it's fun. It's a fun ride. Sets it up pretty good, and the ending is pretty wild. I like it.
And this just dropped on Shudder.
Just dropped on Shudder. Yep.
Okay.
Sure did.
Okay.
That's all I got.
All right. Awesome.
You ready to talk to Melanie?
Yeah. Let's bring her on. So tonight we have an awesome special guest. We have Melanie Contreras. Melanie is and a writer.
What's up?
Hello.
How's it going?
Good. I'm so excited you were here. So I met you a couple of weeks ago at Full Moon Tattoo and Horror Festival.
Yeah, it's been a while since
Yeah.
I've been there.
Oh
Pretty
yeah. So it's we go every year, and Tracy and I, have a booth now. So it's always so fun, and it was so chaotic. It was so chaotic. So I was like, let's go ahead and get you on the schedule and get you on the podcast. So
Yeah,
here we are. Here we
yeah, it was
are.
awesome.
So
I met
yeah.
a lot of old. I met a lot of old friends there this time, so it was pretty cool.
Oh, that's
last time
cool.
I was there, I saw John Dugan. He's a really good friend of mine.
Oh yeah, he's fun.
Yeah,
he's
he
fun,
is fun.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Oh
always fun
man,
to run across.
he is funny. He's
Yeah,
actually
he is.
pretty funny.
Every
I was
time
like,
I see him,
he's a
he's like, "Are you a star yet?" I'm like, "No, no, I'm not. Not yet.
that's so
I'm
funny.
working on it."
Yeah. No, you are a star.
Am I a star?
You're a star to us.
Heck yeah,
So-
man.
So take us to the beginning, Melanie. When did you start getting into film?
Well, I think I was about 15 when I got started on the first film I did, which is Scream Farm, and the director was Jim O'Rear. It was out in Alabama. It was a zombie film. So it was me and my best friend Ellie, and we were like zombies. We were just like in the background and stuff. But something really interesting about that film is like that's when I started to really, really realize how I really just want to be like behind the screen and just like do like camera work and
Really?
stuff like that. I don't know. That's one thing that kind of started piquing my interest. I was like, man, I really want to like make my own films and like understand how it works and all that. So yeah, so me and my best friend, we were just so heavily into just making our own like little projects and stuff. So we would like film things and put things together and like do little skits, and we did like comedy skits and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And so yeah, like horror and comedy was kind of like my thing, and I just been kind of dabbling here and there. I mean, even before then, I would just take like a camera and just film random things and just put together just silly little movies and stuff like that. I was in theater all throughout my life since elementary school. So yeah, it's just kind of always been around me this whole time. I've always wanted to I just want to go further into it.
That's awesome that you took this role and as an actress, and you're like, oh, I want to take this further, and
Yeah.
and that's I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for you for actually doing it. A lot of people say, oh, I kind of want to do this, but they don't actually do it. No, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
Great.
like I'm gonna find a way, one way or another. And I just experiment, and I mean, I figure out what works and doesn't work, and yeah. So I just kind of been open book with it, and I still do things here and there. Now I'm kind of doing like things like where because I've been kind of dabbling in music a little bit, and
Okay.
and I'll do like cover songs, and I'll like make videos along with it, and just try to make it interesting. Sometimes, like, because I've always kind of wanted to deeply be involved in like music videos and stuff. Because I used to, when I was a kid, I was obsessed with like MTV and VH1 when I was like, yeah, like I would have like watch it before I go to school, and I'd just sit there and watch the music videos. I'm like, man, this is sick. Like I want to do that.
Yeah,
Back in the day when they actually showed videos.
Yeah, when they
Yeah,
actually
right. When it
played
was
music
awesome.
videos.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
yeah, so I was like all into like music video, because music is like to quote Chop Top, is my life. Like music is my life. Music influences me in like everything I do, like in writing. when I write, I have to have music in the background. It really sets the vibe and the mood I'm trying to go for. Um, so yeah, I gotta have it. So I've been trying to
That's
get
that's
involved.
awesome. Like,
Yeah.
there's some really badass like music videos out there, and I don't watch music videos as much as I used to back in the day. But damn, like you almost kind of forget that you can make some badass music videos for sure.
Right. Yeah. Like when I listen to music, I can just visually like if I can visually see things in my head when I'm listening to it, I'm just like so like I get so connected. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta make something. Like I gotta put this out here. So yeah, so I got like these group of bands and like musicians and stuff that I'm like super into because they just bring out this part of me that's just like I don't know, like I love living in that world of mine, it brings out and stuff. So yeah.
So
Yeah.
do you mean are they like horror videos?
Not always, but yeah, most of it. That's kind of where
No,
my
that's
mind goes.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. So can we see it? Where can we check these out at?
You can check it out on my Instagram or my Facebook, but I prefer Instagram just because it gets straight to the point. It kind of weaves out the BS and all
Yeah,
that. So yeah,
yeah. Cool. All right, cool. We'll definitely check that out. And
yeah,
crazy is that it's been a while. It's like a couple of years ago. Mike actually recommended this movie for me to watch, and Tracy and I were out somewhere, and we were watching this movie October Tales, and he's like, "I know her."
mm. Oh
He's
my
like, "I
God,
know
yeah.
her." Can't remember what year it come out, but and that was a couple years ago, and then we saw you at Full Moon. I was like, okay, so she's done a few things, and I watched one of your shorts this week, Home. It's
Yeah,
called Home. Watched it on YouTube, and you worked with Larry Underwood.
yeah. Larry's awesome.
Yeah, so I was like, hey, Melanie, we have something in common. We've both killed Larry Underwood on screen.
Wasn't it lovely?
Yeah, fun. We love him. He's been on our podcast, and he's so fun. He's a great guy.
Yeah. Yeah. He's awesome. I love running into him. He's a great guy.
Yeah. He's really cool. He was movie together. Tracy was in it also. The movie was actually based off of Tracy's character Sebastian Michaels, but it's called Deadlines. But
Yeah.
it's but I might have gave that away a little bit that I killed him. But like in the very first scene, it was fun
Yeah.
though.
That is
Yeah.
fun. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I know Chuck a little bit. I mean, I've met him a couple times when we talked about maybe doing a movie, but I think he's gotten kind of busy lately. But yeah, I know Chuck. So what was it like working with him?
Oh yeah, Chuck is really easy to work with. I feel like we understand each other a lot on a creative level. So
Yeah.
I have so many scripts from him. I'm just like, I want to get this going, dude. Like I really want to like he's a really great script writer. I really want to like do some camera work for him, and he's agreed. He's like, yeah, I should let you like take the rails on this, and
Yeah.
let you direct something. So I'm hoping like one day we'll like join forces finally and do something. Genius. He really is. His stuff is awesome.
Oh, that's cool. Maybe even like you could be like his assistant director or something.
Yeah, yeah. I
That'd be
think that
pretty
would be
cool.
cool. Yeah. I've always wanted to do that, so hopefully one of these days that'd be cool.
Yeah, and so you were also, and I'm think if I'm right, it's filmed in Nashville. The hospital, is that filmed in
Mm-hmm.
Nashville? Is that right?
It's
Nashville.
it. It's in Tennessee, but it's not in Nashville. I can't recall what part of Tennessee. I think it's about like an hour 30 minutes probably ish away from
Oh,
Nashville.
okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Hospital One and Hospital Part Two. You're
Yeah.
in Part One and Part Two, and
Yeah.
I haven't seen those, but Mike and I were talking about Hospital One earlier. So tell us about those.
Oh man. That's where I met John Dugan.
Okay.
That honestly being on the set of that was like really, really cool. Like just being in a haunted, hotel, or not hotel, sorry. Well, the hotel is the second one. It's like a old mansion, historic mansion, which I thought was my favorite. I'm obsessed with stuff like that. But the hospital, I experienced some paranormal activity in there while I was staying there. It was crazy. My mom had came by and she wanted to see it, and she was a skeptic. And I walked her through, and she experienced some things, and it was kind of hard for her to handle. Actually, something like touched her. We went down to the basement, and apparently there was a janitor there that had done himself off in there, and so we were going there to kind of see what we could find. And when I walked up to the stairs to go down them, like I just felt this energy that was just like, don't go in there. And I was like, oh God, like this is overwhelming. I can't even move right now. And I was like, just saying like, is there anyone in here or whatever? And nothing happened. And I turned back around. I was like, all right, let's go. And my mom was like all the way in the back, and she had her friend, she was in the middle, and I was in the front. And we just heard this really big crash. And my mom started freaking out. She was like, go, go, go. She was like, go, go. Something's touched me, go. And I was like, okay, whoa. I was like, what's going on? And then like, I was like, are you okay? And she was like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. And like, she just had like, I mean, just within the course of days, she just had this mental breakdown. She just had this moment of like, like just
Wow, that is crazy.
yeah, like I mean,
where
she
you were
had
filming at. Wow.
yeah, like she did not know what to think about it. Like she came home with like a stack of papers of like symptoms that people have when they come across the paranormal, and she was just trying to make sense of it. And she really wanted to like go back again and like stay there. And
Wow,
yeah,
she got a little taste of paranormal hunters.
yeah. And
That's
but
awesome.
here's the crazy part is like, like I was all up, like, because I'm all into that stuff. So I'm like, heck yeah, let's go back if you want to go back. And then like a month later or something, because it got closer to October, because we wanted to go like, around the Halloween
Yeah.
time and stuff. And she was just like, all of a sudden she was just over it. She was like, oh no, I'm fine. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, you don't want to go like, you don't want to go now? Like, what? You were all about it. Now you don't. And then like years later, I brought up the story to somebody about it, and she doesn't recall anything. She doesn't remember anything. Like
Wow,
she had
that's
this big,
crazy. Wow.
right? Yeah. I was like, what are you talking about? Like you had this whole like big reaction to all this. I mean, you acted like it almost traumatized you, like it was a big deal to you. And she's like, I don't remember any of that. I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, man, she's either like super like in denial or something else is going on. Because I remember how she reacted to it, and it was a big deal, like
That
it
is
was
so
really
crazy.
weird.
Did anyone else did anyone did anyone else have any experiences?
Oh
Like,
yeah, yeah.
I bet that's pretty
People,
crazy.
yeah, people were saying that because I spent the night one night. Everyone else was there for like a while because um, being on set and all that, doing their parts or whatever. I think they were probably there for like weeks at a time, but I was only there for like the weekend when I did my part. But um, people were saying that they would wake up and it felt like things were like jumping on the bed and stuff.
Oh.
Doors slamming, clothes being thrown around. Like they said that they would go in, they would leave the room, come back, and their clothes would be all over the place. Things just kind of showing up places that wasn't there before.
So there's a lot of paranormal activity in this place that you guys are filming a horror movie.
Yeah. And it's funny because it's literally about a paranormal like experience. Like that's what the movie's about.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was very fitting. And the spirits and stuff are like the heroes in the movie and stuff, like because they're like saving the victims and all that. in the
Well,
movie.
that's so crazy. It's so crazy
Yeah.
to me. But, like, well,
Yeah.
it'd probably help them to help everybody get in character since they're spooked from their shit
Oh,
being moved around.
for sure. Yeah. It was fun. I didn't experience anything at the historical mansion where we were at. I wish I could remember what these places were called. It's just been so long I don't remember. But yeah, I didn't experience anything at the mansion, but yeah, the hospital it was weird. I heard like a lot of like whispering, like faint whispering a lot. Um there was a little girl there that died from like apparently she was digging in the ground or something, and there was like a bunch of like baby snakes that were like venomous, and she got bitten by them and she like died. And her name was like Nellie. And I brought like a stuffed animal there and brought it to her room to see if I can like get something going there. And I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know if it was her, but like I got followed home by something. Cause like there's a lot of shit going on at my house after all that. Because I have kids and I had toys laying around the house, and there was one time I was actually on the phone with Jim O'Rear and someone else. I don't know who it was somebody interviewing him, and I just kind of joined in and was just putting in my my side stories or whatever on the for the set of the hospital, the first one. And as we're sitting there talking, literally talking about the hospital, this ball comes rolling out of my kid's room and takes a sharp turn and then stops dead in the center of the living room.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I was like, whoa.
I believe that though. So I collect antiques and apothecary, and we have to sage every so often because sometimes like you can bring like weird energies home. Just because energy they can connect themselves to like objects, and so I stage on a regular basis just because it's you bring some shit in, and that can totally happen, and it's totally happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, I totally believe you for sure. For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I can't say
all that from the movie. God, it's so crazy to me.
Yeah.
Wow. But it's fun.
I can't
though.
say that I didn't. I can't say that I didn't ask for it. So
Yeah.
kind of like
you probably didn't expect all of that though. You probably didn't expect to get that much of a reaction.
It was like triggering like toys and stuff, and like these toys were like there's no way that they would have went off just because. I mean, they never did before until then. So it was weird, but yeah. But yeah, I mean, that was probably the biggest highlight. And not only that, but it was crazy in the hospital. Because they were very open with you just kind of walking around, and exploring. And I would go in this one room where it was like the file room, and I would like go and read through the files and stuff like of the patients. I'm like, this is so weird, like just reading through all these people's stuff and seeing like why they were there and like how they died and like just finding like personal items, and it was just like super cool. I don't know, I'm weird like that.
Yeah, no, I'd be interested in it too. So like especially when you're talking about like old medical equipment, because I collect apothecary. I'm like, that I bet there was some cool ass apothecary medical and medical equipment up in there. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they still had all the files and everything. It's crazy to me that those things just kind of lay around and kind of forgot about.
It was just like stacks and stacks of them.
Well, that's so crazy. But you can't remember the name of the hospital, but it's in Tennessee. So
yeah, it's in Tennessee. Ghost Adventures has been there.
Yeah. Okay.
When I was there, so there's like this weird car in there for some reason, like parked inside the hospital. I don't know how it got in there, but like in the hallway where the car is, they actually had the Ghost Adventures sign the wall right there. So I got to see their signature, and I was like totally obsessed with them back then. Even though I think that Zach Bagans is a total clown.
That's funny. Wow.
He is.
That's crazy. There's a car just sitting inside the hospital.
Yeah. It's like perfectly just sitting there. I'm just like, how in the world did that happen?
That's
But if
crazy.
I
Is it
find
like an
out what the
old
name,
car? Is it an old car?
no, it was like a '90s car. Like it's just random. I don't even know how it got in there. I have no idea.
That's pretty
But
crazy.
yeah, if I find out the name of the hospital, I will let you know. I was
Yeah.
gonna look all this stuff up before the podcast because I wanted to give you guys more information on where these places are at, so you can kind of like look into it and stuff. But like, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Hey, you can
it's-
always follow up. So if you can remember the name of her, you can find it out. Just head over to our Facebook page and post a comment on there or something. You know, a follow up.
yeah,
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
heck yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm all into the paranormal stuff. I can go down a whole rabbit hole with that.
Right.
Wow, that's
Well,
so awesome. And
well,
do you have anything that you're working on currently that you're ready to talk about? I know you dabble in so much.
I
So,
do. Yeah, the script stuff, I'm kind of like all over the place right now with it. I'm working, I'm trying to do like I kind of want to, so I can't decide if I want to do like a TV series because I got so much in my brain that I can't, I just feel like I can't just put it in one movie. I feel like I just need like, you know, a whole thing with it. But I feel like that might be a little too much. So
so when you say TV series, are you talking about like doing a pilot, shopping it around to networks, or are you talking about doing something independently?
independently.
Okay.
Yeah. And just kind of like, cause I have like, I've networked so much throughout my life that I feel like I can like put together a pretty decent crew to get things going here. So I feel like I can make it work if if I ever get to that point. So but I'm trying to just figure out like what's too much for me and what's, you know what I'm saying, like because I've never gone that as far as like actually doing it yet. I've written scripts before. There was one that I was really close to, you know, being done with one time that I worked on for years. And then I had a house fire and lost everything. And it like just ruined me. Like I didn't write for years after that. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it crushed my world.
I understand.
Yeah. It was a Western horror movie. Uh, and I'm like obsessed with Western movies and horror, and I'm just like, yeah, I want to put those two together. So like, I was working on
Bone Tomahawk.
yeah,
huh?
I was trying.
Yeah, that's
Bone
right.
Tomahawk. I was like, man, I was trying to think of a horror western. That was a good one, Mike.
Heck yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
awesome.
I'm saying. Yeah,
Awesome. So that'd
yeah,
be
my
cool though, a whole like an entire show. So you do have like so you apparently do have like a lot of scripts then a lot
yeah.
of stories.
Oh yeah, I
Cool.
have a lot. Like I've always written like scripts and stuff like that, and or just do little skits and stuff all the time. So but I'm trying to do like, and it's always just for fun, but I'm trying to get more serious into it. So I'm trying to just kind of navigate things and figure things out, and you know, just taking it step by step here, and hopefully
Yeah.
it all comes full circle one day. So yeah, I have a pretty good group of people that could make it work, you know, if we come and join forces together. So
Right.
hopefully, yeah.
I
Yeah.
gotta start somewhere, you know, start somewhere and you know, take that first step and yeah, make it happen for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So I am going to be doing a like a short film first to kind of see what happens with it. It's very like David Lynchy type vibe. Like I love David
Okay.
Lynch.
Sure.
Yeah, so just kind of like one of those things like mysterious, not quite, you know, like it doesn't, you kind of have to make sense out of, you got to use your brain, you know, to make sense out
Mm-hmm.
of what you think is, you know, what is this and what is that, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm working on that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Very cool.
that's cool. Yeah, that'd be fun. Look, you're gonna be like you're gonna be like famous and Mike and I are gonna sit back and be like, remember we had Melanie on the podcast and she was just talking about getting all this started?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Cool. So and tell us like where we get you said you're on Instagram. What's your Instagram name? So we make sure everybody looks you up.
So it's G's Louise _91.
Jeez,
Nice.
Louise, that's
Yeah.
I love that.
And I chose that name because my middle name is Louise.
Mm-hmm.
And just G's Louise, you know.
That is so cute. I love it. All right. So Instagram is are you on Facebook at all? Yes, you are on Facebook. What's your is it just Melanie Contreras?
It's Melanie Lanier.
Okay.
My stage name, which was given to me, which by the way, I was in the haunt industry for 15 years. Yeah, I did set design and costumes. I did everything. I would coach people how to act, and God, I did a lot. I miss it so much. I would say that opened a lot of doors for me too, on just, you know, how to capture things, lighting and all that. So but my stage name,
like building the sets would be so fun. So fun.
Oh my God. It's the best. I love it. That's what I'm saying. Like with the movie stuff and all that and everything, I was like, I just want to be behind the scenes and like just be involved with like the mood and the setting and all that, you know, just kind of pull everything together. I mean, I'm all into the acting and stuff, but I think I was leaning more towards just, you know, director seat. You know, one day I would like to take it. So
yeah. And cool. and how did you get the name G's Louise? Sorry.
Sorry, not G's Louise. My stage name was given to me when I was working at the haunt by this guy named JB, because I was trying to find something and he was like, I'm going to give you your name. I said, okay. I was like, what is it? And he said, I'm going to call you Bella Diavola. And I said, what does that mean? He goes, it means beautiful devil. I said, heck yeah, I like it.
Wow. So I've been stuck then. Cool.
Yeah. So I stick with that. So my stage name is Bella Diavola.
I love it. And it sounds so classy. And you're like, what is that?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, rock star. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah. So check out all our stuff. And gosh, thank you so much for coming on. We're excited. Looking forward to you moving forward with your projects. And it sounds like you're very passionate about what you do and you know what you want, so you going to get it, and I love it. We love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Good luck with everything.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys asking me to come on here. I was so shocked. I was like, really? Me?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. See, we're gonna get you before you're famous.
Fingers crossed.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate it, and best of luck to you, Melanie.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. Take care.
Yep. You too.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Melanie Contreras.
Yeah.
Actor,
She was fun.
Writer, future director, all around filmmaker, I guess, right?
Yeah. She's dabbling in a lot. So she's so busy. And so she is so passionate about everything. So wow, good for her.
Very
She's
cool.
fun.
It's always cool when you can, play both sides, because if you're an actress and then you go to the other side or vice versa, you kind of know what to expect from the other side, So yeah, it's always good.
For sure.
All right. Well, that's all I got for you. You got anything else?
That's all I got for you.
All right. Well, everybody come and see me here in a couple weeks at Frankencon in Alcoa, Tennessee. And other than that, you need to stay
hardcore.
Yeah. Until next time.
Later.
Wow. That's hardcore.
Nothing harder.
Hardcore Horror with Mike and Brigitte is a part of the Tennessee Horror Podcast Network.